Cool.
You?
Let's just roll me a deception check.
Yeah, sure. A 17, perfect number.
I can't remember. Yeah. He leans back again and says, I see. So, tell me of the forces in Oxenhold, and they are much depleted if all of you are here.
Well, he kept his most loyal subjects, and of course, I imagine whatever siege equipment they might have had still has the power to man it. Again, I don't know much. I have no interest in fighting orcs myself. I'd much rather take their spoils for a bleak promise of getting his
Orcs can't
elderly and
go.
sick. Agreed.
What of the rest of the barons? Are they similarly as weak? Their forces as much depleted?
Oh, I come only from Oxenhold. I can't speak on behalf of the women to the west. Now, on my nat 20, do I know how the God King Balshar and the whole Eastern Satrap feels about women, or is it fairly patriarchal?
Patriarch. Yeah.
Okay, then I will really dig when I say the women to the west, knowing that there are female baronesses, but for the purpose of distracting from the fact that I have no idea, so I say, of any difference in their forces.
Yes, well, that is most interesting news. Most interesting indeed to the God King as well. He takes a drink of wine, starts eating again.
Before Alex sort of partakes in any of the food, I presume the decanter will come. He'll pour the wine in and aerate it properly, whatever, let it breathe, and then pour a glass for Alari. And then before pouring a glass for himself, he'll pause and say, while that breathes a moment, would you mind if I spoke with my man here for a minute? I want to make sure that good instruction gets to those who are bringing the rest of this fine nectar. It seems to have been a bit longer than I'd hoped, so I need to arrange for some evening duties, if you understand.
Excellent. Very well. Do let us know if you need a whip.
Trust I will. And he'll look to one of the slaves and say, "A private room, please." And he'll gesture to Algan.
Yeah, someone goes and finds you a private room just for the two of you.
Great.
Pretty simple.
Cool. So, Algan, you and I are alone.
Sweet.
Alex is going to sort of whoosh, yep.
Cut to Kane in the marketplace.
Cool. Kane is going to essentially.
Sorry, I had a delivery. Okay.
So cool. So one of the things I've got a disguise kit because Kane looks very much the ranger. So Will, I sort of vaguely spoke to you about this. Essentially, he's got sort of how I envisioned it. I mean, I'm cool with it if it's something different, but how I envisioned it was sort of almost like a trinket, something that altered his appearance to essentially restore his appearance. So he's got sort of face paint on and a variety of other sort of quite like pelts and stuff hanging from him, and it just essentially restores the splendor that once was of his clothing. So maybe like a ring or something like that, and that he could slip on and then just charade as someone who's a little bit more respectable in these urban environments.
Awesome. So roll me a deception check with advantage for your disguise kit.
Fantastic. So that'll be
Barge flanges.
It's quite good. 22.
22. All right then. So yeah, on a 22, you think you look pretty much the part.
Yeah, I obviously look out of town, but I look sort of more sort of respectably clothed. And I arrive and I say into the market. I want to find someone who's selling food and stuff, and proclaim that I've been sent from Kilgard. So, is there someone who's selling food? Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
Foods.
Yeah, I say, Good day there. I am a traveling merchant from Kilgard, and I'd like to purchase some food. I hear that you have some of the most reasonable prices in town, and knowing that Kilgard does quite a lot of regular trade with dust, from what I understand of the politics of it. It's one of those areas that
Some
Or
merchant
is it-
you are. What do you want?
So, how much food am I going to need to purchase? Approximately.
You have no idea.
I mean,
Yeah, I
we
know,
must have discussed, because we've been on the road for a couple of days. We
Yeah,
must have
yeah.
discussed
Yeah,
this
so
with,
what's the plan of like how much and
Edit.
what types and whatever? Yeah.
yeah, like
I mean, we just need basic supplies, don't we? I just
yeah, it's like some salted meat, some like just a crap ton of water.
cool.
We must have discussed this with but we just need to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically like the thing is that like the way that you might if you order enough food to feed 10,000 odd people for 3 days or 5 days out of this place, they're gonna work out that that's wrong. So I think maybe you're thinking, because you're not as stupid as Garen, or at least you're not as impulsive as Garen, that maybe you need to kind of be a little tactful.
Yeah, I say, I am, cool, so I say, Kilgard is, having something of a little bit of trouble with, those to the south. You've heard of Chalk, and we need additional supplies just in case, well, most of our supplies are going to Oasis to the God
I
King
don't
in
really
tribute.
care why you want
understand?
it. What do you want? How much?
I'm basically going to rattle off a list of like it's essentially just I want bread, cheese, food, basic meats, whatever, as long as it's not nothing like flamboyant or anything like that. Just to get these
fare.
people. Yeah, basic fare. Yeah.
Alright then. 40,000 gold, I'll get it to you. Send it down to Kilgard. Should be pretty quickly.
I say,
Big order. You won't find anyone else stealing that amount around here.
I say, you misunderstand. I've already arranged transport. I just need the supplies.
Alright, 35. Fine.
Fantastic. And I say we're going to be meeting up with a convoy coming from Purg, so I'm gonna like give him essentially directions to like where to deliver the supplies to, which is bisected by where our convoy's coming through. And I say 35, there we are, and I'm going to take these coffers that we have. And does that leave us with 15 grand?
This is 15 grand.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'll do that. Do I want to try and haggle him? No, I'm going to take that.
He
I'll
just
take
shaved
it.
only 5,000 to pay for like a ridiculous, like enough mercenaries to guard that.
He shakes your hand.
all the way.
He's going to shake you.
Yeah, I go for it. I shake his hand. And I say,
Pleasure.
very
Terrible
reasonable.
merchant.
You've just murdered people. There is more murder going on. Do you want me to stand here and argue, or do you want me to get back and assist Alex in not dying? I mean, I'm just like, yeah, fuck it, whatever, I'll pay.
Shut up.
So yeah, and in which case, if he can transport that to there, I can get straight back to Alex, as opposed to trying to get all that in a wagon. Yeah, I'll head immediately back and try and figure out what we're going to do.
Alright, let's back into the
so-
room with Alex and those two. Go ahead.
Okay. I was just gonna say, like maybe me and Kane meet up at this point.
Sure.
But, I don't know. Yeah. So maybe he
Yeah.
shakes his hand, and it's the clop of hooves as like a very like compared to your subtle disguise, and all that, a very unsubtle Garen, sweating, like hair whipped around. Yeah, and like kind of like clops like looking around.
look
and,
and I look over
literally
and
like yells, Kane!
I turn and I just say, I sigh and walk over to my slave and just say, "You there? What is your name, slave? Garen, is it? Come with me. We have business in the palace." And I steer him out of the market.
I calmly dismount and just grab him over over the shoulder and pull him in close. It's like, call me slave again. And like quietly.
Yeah.
And I'll do
And he
nothing
will
for
not-
the next 3 or 4 days. Yeah.
And the next time the sun comes up, you will have a very, very long bath in it. I make myself clear.
I
I just let him go. It's like,
Yeah,
pleasure
no,
to
no.
find you again, Master. I was worried I'd lost you in the desert.
I look at Garen and I give him like it's like a really sarcastic smile, but it you can see like every title you ring off towards him physically pains him because Kane fucking hates all this just as much as you do. And just says, "Well, isn't that fantastic? We should be off." And like we
It's the
both
most
march off.
robotic conversation because we're both terrible liars.
Terrible actors.
I'm not. I'm
Um,
not. I'm a fantastic liar. I just hate these people.
All right.
But yeah.
So I guess we make our way towards this place and
Sure.
have hands.
Cool. So if you guys are just tuning in, they are trying to kill off this guy, Alari, in order to get their refugee caravan, get a bunch of food, and escape without angering the God King Balashar. If you are new, hit that follow button. Join us in our adventure tonight. So back in the room with Algan and Alex, the private
Yeah,
chamber.
so we've got like a private room so we can finally talk about plans and stuff, and so Alex can find out what the fuck's going on with Algan. So Alex will just start off and say, in a fairly hushed voice, even though they're in like a quiet room together, he'll say, "Friend, it's a relief to navigate these social intricacies with you at my side rather than the big one. I say your silence is sometimes the loudest calm I can hear, so it's good to have you here."
Good.
I know, I was just being silent because it made sense.
Okay.
So yeah, no, trolling you.
And then
All right, so
he'll ask, who is the man?
the man is an old mentor of mine.
From your world.
No, from yours.
How long have you been here, man?
It's hard to say.
And is he your mentor, alleged to the God King, or to us?
Neither. When you
Uh,
picked me up, when the Iron Heart picked me up from those burned tents in the woods. Yes, I was surrounded by bodies. Yes, there was blood on me, but it wasn't of the fellow prisoners. It was my prisoners. My training
Will, would Alex
was just
would
finished.
would Alex know that where we picked him up was a camp for the C word that I can remember?
Yeah.
The cheeky cunts. Yeah, no, the clandestine.
Oh, fuck, so you just revealed that. Okay, let me just think for a second. Yeah, so Alex, like, takes that in. That's fucking heavy. It's the last thing you needed right now. So we're, like, delicately treading through this situation.
One of our friends belongs to a cult of magic hunters, and we're
I've been
like three
openly
magic users, a half-orc, a vampire, and a weregoat.
Alex will, like, sort of look you right in the eye, like, almost sad when he realizes this, like, knowing possibly, like, some friends or sort of associates who have had run-ins with the clandestine or haven't heard stories. And he won't really know what to say initially, but I guess he'll sort of follow up with, and your devotion to their cause, has that changed at all, traveling with the Ironhearts?
It's hard to say. I know who you are. I know what you have become. I know of Cane Hollow. I know how he is cursed by an ancient evil. I know and accept these things. I know and accept that I am of a man of the magic winds of the Fae. There is nothing I can do to stop that, but my allegiance to turn from what I was to now what I am is strong.
And
the reason why...
But you know how strong the being is that hunts us.
I do, and that's why I've kept my mouth shut, and that is why this calming silence you hear is not an outrage of cosmic energy stopping you. Do you remember what happened in Shulkstead?
Not quite sure what I saw, but I remember what I witnessed.
You remember the storm that was brewing above? By the hand of Garen? The dog needs to be tied. His bark is getting worse. His bite is only getting sharper.
What you say about me, son? We gonna have some issues.
In your world, friend, where you hail from, is it ever a practice to use what would otherwise be wild and dangerous dogs to hold the wolves at bay from the sheep? Because there is a wolf here, and I know you've seen how dangerous it is.
The wolf is a not so subtle reference.
Yes, we have similar practices, from what I remember, at least.
Well, friend, if so long as I can trust that you are with us as you have been, until at least this wolf is dealt with, and he'll put a hand, like, gently on your shoulder, then you won't hear a word of it from me, either to yourself or to the others.
I'll stay my blade, and I'll keep my hand free.
Until then, he'll sort of look at his wrist where there might be a watch or might not. He'll look outside to see how low the sun is. And just say, try to spare as many as you can before the night is through. But know that any that survive would have a worse fate if Alari survived. We will do what we must to get out of here as fast as we can.
I agree.
All right then. So as you guys kind of exit out, I guess, to do the work at hand, that's where we will end the Broken Kingdoms episode 3, season 2. Yeah, fun stuff. What do you guys think? How do you feel? What do you guys chat?
I'm super digging the fucking political stuff, man. I've never had so much before in a row.
Yeah.
I'm having fun being utterly ill-equipped. Just send me off to like smite some dudes. That's fine. I am equipped for that problem.
I mean, you rock the shit out of it.
Yeah.
I do have my once a day bullshit artillery mode.
So I very much I miss this. This is very much This reminds me of Roleplays of Old, where we had a lot more political intrigue, and not saying that, like, there isn't another, but I feel like I enjoy it more when there's, like, world-altering things and there's no right answer, there's no easy answer, and it's just been so much fun because we all hail from such different backgrounds. Alex is very sort of, like, moral, and he has a code that he lives by, and in fact, so do we all, but they all conflict on a level, and I love the idea that me and Alex are quite close, but at the same time, what he just said about keeping it quiet, I think every member of the party probably has. Yeah, no, I know it. No, actually,
we have no idea. I found it quite interesting watching like the conflict of Alex's like greater good focus, and Garen's like, no, I will save everyone. Like, it's not necessarily. He's just. I'm just tired of watching people die, and like a man who respected trust with this. I'm not abandoning these people in a desert.
That's the same motivation why Alex has like the greater good thing, because like he's seen too many innocent people hanged to know that like you have to be able to not focus on like each individual to like tackle a larger problem.
I feel like it's very interesting because it's almost like Garen has had enough of like waiting for the time when all these sacrifices will pay off, and he's sort of put his foot down and he said, no, we won't make another sacrifice. We'll save these people because they're here, and regardless of what happens in the future, I can say that I actually was faced with this problem and I did something about it, whereas Mitch is still hanging on to the hope that there will be a final resurgence, it's just
the part I'm most enjoying playing about Garen right at the moment is like Garen has this conflicting he's got like a couple of conflicts in the moment, but the one that came to light was the thing for him to play in this session was on one hand he's like, we need his mortal bit, the bit that's invested in earthly politics, is going, we need everyone if we're gonna have a goddamn chance. Like, all these people need to pull together. But at the center of that is completely at odds with his, like, religious philosophies of, like, I have to bow and scrape to
Chaos
these,
rather
like,
than unity, yeah.
So I have to somehow, like, unite these people by playing politics and bowing and scraping to all these awful, awful things I don't agree with to make this work. And I just want to punch them all in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, like, Alex has this weird thing now where, like, because he has, like, very, very different relationships with Garen, Kane, and now Algan, too, where, like, he's got these weird, like, different kinds of intimacy with all three of you, but now, particularly with Algan's piece coming in, like, those relationships are now, like, incompatible with one another, so now it's, like, difficult for me to, like, see that I'm, like, the glue that holds everything together, because I see how, like, against one another you guys have to be, like, yeah, that's fucked.
I like the because in my head, like, Alex is never been, like, the most... He's not, like, built to be, like, a strong character, as in, like, in a fight. He's more, like, he's the support character, and he's the face, and he knows how to... He's sort of bonding everything together, and he's very much suddenly got this monopoly on forbidden knowledge and secrets. Yeah, and he's just... But now he's spinning 3 plates, and he's only got 2 arms, and this is...
Yeah, I've got secrets I don't want, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, and that's fantastic.
Especially after, like, the first session, like, the near-death experience, where, like, the closeness of this unit that we've been, like, happily hunting orcs for 6 months together was, like, so important to me. And now that, like, the world is ending, it's like, oh my god, like, I actually can't be friends with all these people at the same time because there's way bigger,
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the first, like, hour and a half, especially where you guys...
Yeah, I know, it was amazing. It was, I really enjoyed it. I have to say, like, that shows... I like the fact that we worked our way through it, and I mean, I don't think anyone really came to, like... I don't think anyone really got what they wanted, but had the compromise, and that...
Garen mostly did, but that was kind of because Garen could literally say, I can control where this goes and ignore you all. Which is not necessarily how Garen wants to do business.
But then again, like, you got to understand that Garen is not in the room right now negotiating this and seeing how it goes down. So
this thing.
Other stuff is going on. So I think it's very cool. Everyone is having to make sacrifices left, right, and center, and I feel like it's quite poignant because I'm probably that English literature